it. It's not going to go away. But I want to make a couple of points also based on what I heard from our fellow panelists. I think one is that on climate finance, there's a lot of talk, but little in action. Because in the last COP, in UAE, we saw that there was a target of $100 billion put into developing countries for undertaking climate change related projects. It hasn't come yet. Now they referred it or deferred it to Baku, to 29th COP conference. I don't think there will be any progress there either. So when we talk about climate change, basically we talk about it within the OECD world. And I was in a conference recently in Rome, organized by NATO, moderating it, and there was a very plain reality. 600 million people in Africa have no access to commercial energy. They don't care how this energy comes. Biomass, oil, coal, wood, they need energy, whatever price, whatever fuel. So I think there is such a dichotomy. On the one hand, we are so keen on greening, digitalizing our energy systems, and on the other hand, there are 1.2 billion people around the world having no access to energy at all. So that's one issue. This climate finance, lots of talk about it, hot air, but the reality on the ground is not where it is. And for renewable projects, I was talking to IRENA, Director General. This is the International Renewable Agency based in UAE. And he told me that they created a fund from the private equities, sovereign wealth funds, and development agents, development banks. And there were projects, renewable projects submitted, 465 projects, only 8 of them took off. So when you do the due diligence and the necessary work, it's not happening. So lots of talk, but I think we need to operationalize these things. And this is the other point I want to make. And then on renewable, I think the Gulf nations making huge progress. Saudi Arabia, I was talking to the energy minister of Saudi Arabia, and he said their aim is now to become the #1 in the world in green energy, in hydrogen. Whether they will achieve it or not, but this is an ambition. Look at Morocco. They are amazing in solar power. They want to sell it to Europe. They want to revive this Desertec project, which failed, the German project. So there are things happening in this area, but it's easier said than done. On finance, I think my point is that if you rely only on the private finance, of course they are going to focus on risks, they are going to focus on healthy rate of return, but not all of them are bankable, as our friend was saying. So then you have to bring the development banks, be Asian Development Bank, Islamic Development Bank, World Bank, IFC, the European Investment Bank, you name it. So there is a need for a coalition of financial institutions to work together, but it's often they are competing with one another. So there are many issues. At least we highlight these issues so that parties, stakeholders could come together to solve them. Because what I'm fed up with is, because I created the OECD's Middle East and North Africa Investment and Governance Program when I was working in OECD, and we kept saying the same things, a lot of reports, visions, blueprints, but implementing them, bringing them to daylight and affecting people's life are very, very difficult. So this is what we have to talk about, I think. And any other point, ESG, there was a mention of ESG. Again, I see in the business world, lip service being paid to ESG, impact investment. I'm not trying to belittle them or look down, but I think these are the things which will pick up perhaps with the next generation. We are the generation of fossil fuels, we are the generation of old thinking. So with the new economy, new generation, and I think things will be quite different. But we don't have much time left. I don't want to be very pessimistic, but as we see the results of climate change on our lives, on our economies, I don't think we have so much time left. So we have to speed up this process as much as we can, and in a very multidisciplinary and integrated way, involving all the stakeholders. Countries might have huge political problems, but energy, water, food, climate change are soft issues. And where we can work together effectively, we need strong leadership as well, smart leadership.
time to end. Yeah. Thank you.